What's up, guys? No flea market finds this past weekend. Odd, isn't it? Yes, indeed it is. Uh, hmm. I will say there will be one next week. Um, Christmas has just slowed me down. The holidays have slowed me down with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. You got to save your money for gifts, right? And with everything going on, it's just been just a little bit hectic around here. But here I am to at least throw a video out there just for the hell of it, right? PS2 Collection. I did a head count, and I actually got a new phone, shockingly enough. And I downloaded an app for my collection so that I can keep track of it at least. So all my PS2 games that I've at least bought throughout the last couple years are in there by title, if they're loose, missing a manual, if they're a red label, if they're a black label, etc. And I can actually just type in their name to see if I ever have it when I'm going searching. Oh boy. But let's get started because this is going to be a long video if I have to explain every game. Let's see. Practically the only wrestling game I actually have in my whole collection. SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Really, it's one of the better PlayStation 2 games. Just in the fact that you can just skim along the whole year of WWE and win championships just randomly. It's awesome. A game I haven't had the chance to play, Legaia 2, Dual Sagas. It looks like it's turn-based style just from the back, but I can't be too sure. A lot of these PS2 games I got to play eventually, but my PS2 is currently not in my possession. Sad, right? Yeah. Mortal Kombat Deception and Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. They're Mortal Kombat. They're fighting games. They're beat-em-up games. I mean, who hasn't played a Mortal Kombat game? I remember I was at the Boys and Girls Club and they had I think it was a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, and everyone surrounded that place. You could not put a quarter in there and not have someone go on the other side and throw his quarter in. It kind of pissed you off in a sense, because they just wouldn't let you practice. Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex. It's like any other Crash game. You're just going through the levels, collecting apples. I never understood that. Why collect apples? Crash Twin Sanity, the infamous Cortex smacking Spyro's butt. I will bend you over my lap and make your butt tan. In this case, more red. Shadow the Hedgehog. I haven't tried this yet. I've heard the controls are just awful, but I wanted to try it. What am I going to tell you? Let's see. The Warriors. Actually, I have not seen that many copies of this game for a while. For the longest time, I just had a disc-only copy of this. And then finally, I got myself a copy at a flea market for $3 or $2 or something. And then, don't you know, 2 weeks later, I signed it on the Xbox. And I'm like, I don't need that. I got the PS2 version. Koryo Q, an Atlas title. No manual, I can tell. It says it's an RPG racing game, which blows my mind. Intense racing action over land and sea. Endless customization of over 200 vehicles. Robust RPG adventure. Can you believe that for a racing game? Let's see. Zone of the Enders. I want to say I've played this before. A friend of mine had this, and I swear it was... I might be thinking of something else, because I remember a mech game for the longest time that I just could not control. Let's see. Yep. Some people may not even notice this. The Lord of the Ring trilogies. Fellowship, Two Towers, and The Return of the King. Got them all, kind of hoping to find a black label version of Two Towers. Every time I see it, it's red label. And it's like, damn it. But I've been playing the Fellowship so far. And so far, it's good for what it is. I want to say you're going through the storybook with this one. The book itself, not the movie. Because they're showing things in this game like you have to sell the house. Bilbo's house. Frodo has to sell the house to Lobelia Fatville Baggins. Yeah, that's how deep I am in the Lord of the Rings. I know Two Towers is and I've heard Return of the King is better than Two Towers. I haven't gotten to them because I have this endless need to start at the first game and then go forward. Who would have thunk it, right? Let's see. Okage Shadow King. Got this a long time ago for like $3, I think. It was around the time like this guy just had bookshelves, like old bookshelves of video games at the flea market. And I was just like, take this one, take this one, take this one. And this was actually one of them. He had like this package with like a PS2, but he was like, I'll separate them. I don't care. I haven't had the chance to play it. It does look fun, but I just haven't had a chance to get to it. I mean, the game itself, you can find it for $10. That's its retail price. If you can get it for less than that, I'd say go for it. I have no idea if these are even like in the same universe, but to me they kind of are. Gauntlet Dark Legacy and Gauntlet 7 Sorrows. I don't know if these are sequels to the original Gauntlet or they're just like, as you can see, done by Midway, but this is also an online game, so I'm going to say this was for PC as well, and they just ported it over. Well, this one is strictly PlayStation, so it does look like just, it's not your typical beat 'em up, I can tell you that much. I haven't had a chance to get to it. Let's see. Dragon Ball Z Sagas, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, and here is just Tenkaichi. Still looking for a case and manual for it. And then Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, 2, and 3. The Dragon Ball Z games, they are fighting games, and they are some fun games. 2, I've played the most out of everything else, and I've heard 2 is like, to some people, and I think, screw you, it's good. Let's get at least to the bottom of this stack. Firefighter FD18, you're a firefighter. Spawn Armageddon. We play as Spawn. I mean, I haven't really even played this game, but when you see that cover, you automatically think this might be good. Orphan Scion of Sorcery, or Scion of Sorcery. From the looks of it, open world style adventure. I'm pretty sure it's not really open world, but that's what I'm calling it. I have played this before, and it was good in my mind. It's not worth a damn thing. It's like maybe $3 at the best, because I want to say this was like a launch title for the PS2. So it's sold some good copies. This, I feel, is underrated. Some would say, oh, this is just a movie-based title. It ain't nothing. But Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge is a good game. It is fantastic. You play as Jack Skellington, and you got to defeat Oogie Boogie, who has basically scattered the remnants of the town people who are in hiding because Boogie has like laid traps everywhere. It's fun. And if you go to a place that you shouldn't be going to, the monsters that come up and attack you become extremely stronger than you. And you immediately die and you think, oh, I shouldn't have gone that way. I should have gone that way. Bionicle, it's Bionicle. What do you want me to give you an explanation for everything? I can't. Alright, let's see. EverQuest Online Adventure. There's 2 EverQuest games on the PS2. I haven't really got into these types of games, but from the look of it, it's Champions of Norath. I like Champions of Norath. The Hobbit. I want to say this game came out after the Lord of the Ring games, but this looks very childish just from the graphics on here itself. I'm sure it's a good game, made by Sierra made it. Katamari Damacy. You got to rebuild the planets because the king is ordering you to. You play as that guy, and you basically use your ball to roll stuff up, and you got to remake the planets and the universe and everything. Oh yeah, that's your dad. This is a very Japanese game, and it is odd, very odd. Neither of these games, to me, are playable. One is scratched. One, the label is starting to peel off of it. Transformers. I've been looking for a good copy. As you can see, I have two right here. Neither one of them I would throw on my PS2 because I know for a fact one of them won't work, and one of them is just too far gone. At this point, I'm keeping one just for the case and manual, and maybe if I eventually get it resurfaced. For the hell of it. Is this the one? Okay, yeah. As you can tell right there, label's gone, which means the protective surface on the top's gone. And this one has the manual in it, but this one is just, I'm going to try and, there we go. It is just too far gone for me. Even if I did try and think, resurfacing might heal it. Maybe. Final one for this little stack here. Okami. It's a game I got at the flea market for like a couple bucks. Capcom was like Konami with the PlayStation 2 era stuff. They put out very good games, very decent, good titles. And I haven't tried it. I wanted to play this. I know this is also for the Wii. So if you can ever find the Wii version, give it a shot. I myself will eventually give it a shot when I can freaking get back my PS2. And let's just move some of these back into the stack. There we go. On to some loose stuff, or at least almost loose stuff. First, One Piece, Grand Battle, your typical beat 'em up, I should say at least. And then we got One Piece, the Pirates Carnival, loose disc only. Gladius, I actually want to play this, but as I said, my PS2. Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, if I remember it, there's a fighter. Echo Knight Beyond, I want to say this is a survival horror. Maximo, I think this is the first one. Kind of need a better copy myself, if I can find, with the case and maybe the disc by itself, because I hate that little video rental sticker on it. Zatch Bell, Mamoto's Fury. I've played the Zatch Bell games before. I haven't played that one. I've played the first one, Mamoto Battles. And Mamoto Battles is actually not that bad. And let's see. SD Gundam Force Showdown. I've watched the show. The show is ugh. It's like miniature Gundams helping out their kid friend. And it's like, what the hell? Gundam Federation versus Zeon for the PS2. I'm a huge fan of the Gundam series as a whole. And I grew up with Gundam Wing, G Gundam, etc. So I usually stick with those. Even Gundam Seed, and in this case, Gundam Seed Never Ending Tomorrow. From what I can see in the back, this is your typical fighting game, which isn't bad. As long as it's not like first person, I usually will enjoy these type of games. Mobile Suit Gundam, Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. Again, your typical robot fighting game. I do not like Gundam Dynasty Warriors. Again, another Gundam fighting game. Gundam Encounters in Space. Pilot 70 plus units. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. My final Gundam game is Gundam Zeonic Front. This one looks more like your tactical style of game, just because it's not showing like life bars at the bottom. Let's see. The first and its sequel, Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2. I've been told this and this are two completely different games. But this one you got to worry about your health, your food intake. your rest and everything. This I haven't tried yet. This, for all intents and purposes, as I think, is a completely different game. This, I mean, if you can find Dark Cloud for $10, be my guest. You can find this one for less than like 25. Go ahead. This one's the more obscure title than this one. You will find this a lot more than you will find this. Yeah, let's go with these. All 3 of the Yu-Gi-Oh games for the PS2. I've played each and every single one of these. Maybe not till it's finished. I've finished Duels of the Roses. Good game. It's not a card game. This is more of... I swear they just was like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh's popular. Let's turn the game that we were gonna make into a Yu-Gi-Oh game. That's how I feel about that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters is actually based off a short in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. Filler series, to be precise. And this game is not that bad. You are using tokens as monsters that you put on the field to try and defeat your enemy. This, however, is the only card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, on the PS2, which is sad, really, because it's GX. I mean, it's not... 5Ds was good. Zale was ugh. And now we got Arc V, so... Can't wait for the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, though. Comes out next year, if I remember right. Let's see. Digital Devil Saga 2. As I've said, I do not play sequels without playing the first one, so I still need this one. Might finally get it off Amazon after the holiday season. It's only like $20 off Amazon. Silent Hill 4, The Room. I'm not much of a survival horror guy, but I get them. Just for the fact that I have them. I mean, people have said Silent Hill 4 The Room is not a Silent Hill game, so I can't really say anything. Growlancer Generations. I've tried to do research on this cover, and I think this is the second half of it, because inside is Growlancer 2 and 3. So I need the first one, which will have, I want to say, that girl on the front. Let's see, Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Still looking for File 1. Hopefully, eventually, I'll find it. Unlimited Saga. I heard this game is like, not really that good. Like, I've heard that. It's a quite Square Enix game. Basically in that Final Fantasy art style, from what I've been told. Let's see. Final Fantasy X and X2. I've heard these are good games. I just haven't gotten the time to put anything in them, which is sad. These out of the way. Bloody Roar 3, typical beat 'em up. I believe 1 and 2 of Bloody Roar is actually on the PS1. The Nightmare of Daruga, Fushino Dungeon. From my guess, Dungeon Crawler, battle system is fine. For an RPG Namco game, it's not that expensive. I mean, you can get this for like $6 or $7. This one's a little different. Deluxe box set Magna Carta. This is another thing that I got like for $3 at a flea market. The battle system on this is weird in the fact that you have to mash specific buttons at specific time frames to actually have your attack actually work. So, I mean, unless you're good with like button mash fighting, don't get this. I don't like it myself. Let's see. All of the first 3 Onimusha games, I've played each and every one of these. Onimusha 1, fantastic. Onimusha 2, great. Onimusha 3, I have not completed, but I'm at a specific point. They're extremely fun games. You can never find them for a good price. I wouldn't pay more than like $5 for Onimusha 1, $5 for Onimusha 2, and maybe $10 for Onimusha 3, just because it's a little obscure. Yeah. All 3 of the Devil May Cry games. I myself am still stuck on Devil May Cry 1. I just haven't like really played much into it. I tried it for a little bit, Just try and get used to the controls, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Eventually, I'll dive back in. Let's see, Castlevania, Inment of Innocence. It looks like, hard to say. It looks like your typical Castlevania side scroller. Let's see, Kingdom Hearts: The Rechain of Memories, Greatest Edition. Hopefully I'll find a black label of this later on. And then the regular Kingdom Hearts. Gotta get to those. I've wanted to play those. Naruto Uzumaki Chronicles. It's like your usual fighting game. Like any Naruto game, really. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I like the Avatar series as a whole. I have not seen The Legend of Korra. I should, but good series. Hopefully the game is good. THQ. Resident Evil 4. It's Resident Evil 4. It's one of the, I want to say at least one of the more popular Resident Evils. I hope that's not stepping on anyone's toes. Let's see. Both God of War and God of War 2. An interesting game in itself. I've played God of War 1 a little bit. Haven't gotten that far into it. And I'm going to speed through some of these. Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. The Legend of Spyro: Dawn of the Dragon. Spyro: Enter the Dragonfly. And Spyro: A Hero's Tale. I think I'm missing one more Spyro game, and that's Enter the Night, I want to say. There's something. Eternal Night? It might be Eternal Night. That's the last Spyro game, at least on the PS2, that I need. Just to be done with them. There we go. Just trying to clear away some of this stuff, because it's getting crowded over here. And last stack I got here, Full Metal Alchemist 1 and 2. Good games. I've played the first one to a specific point. I think I'm stuck at that stupid elemental golem. It's a little hard to beat. You gotta defeat each mage that represents an element. It's hard. Champions of Norrath and Champions Return to Arms. Great games in my opinion if you like open world hack and slash. You get to level up your armor, level up your weapons. As you progress through the game, you sell all your items, you get better equipment. It's a good game. I usually play as the human, just because I like being the brute. Dot Hack Infection Part 1. I'm still looking for the other three. I know, like, what? Part 3 and 2 are at least $30, where Part 4 is where the more expense comes into play. But, as I said, I don't play these until I at least get the sequels. So, I won't be playing this until I get the sequels. Monster Rancher Evo. If this is anything like Monster Rancher 3, because I played that before, I'm going to enjoy this when I finally get my system back. Shaman King Power of Spirit. Great game, in my opinion. I've played this to near end. The final boss is near impossible to defeat because I've never beaten him. Stuck in your little coffin. Won't let me kill you. All my guys die before I even get to you. What the hell? Xenosaga Episode 1. Played a bit of it. Didn't get very deep, like maybe an hour's worth of play into it. It's okay. I'm sure I'll get back to it eventually. Digimon World 4. Do not play this game alone. I repeat, do not play this game by yourself. You will die so many times. You have to run back and forth to just escape your enemy. It's... Ugh. There's a reason why this game is up to... Really? It's only 1 to 2 players? That's stupid. This should be at least a 4-player game. I mean that, just to get through your enemies, you need 4 players. The enemies take 20 hits before they go down. It's awful. It's awful. Digimon World Data Squad, good game in my opinion. Turn-based style action. You advance your Digimon to different levels throughout the game. They can digivolve into so many different Digimon. I mean, you can get World Greymon, Metal Garurumon. You can get all the first season guys, all the second season guys. Can you get Gallantmon in this? I think you can get. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get the third season guys in this. Fourth season, not so much. You can't get guys like Agunimon and stuff like that. This is the fifth season. I don't get that. And finally, probably what I would call a game that I've searched for quite a while, and I had to go to a retail store to get it. Inuyasha: Secret of the Cursed Mask. As you can see there, you play as one of those characters. You play either the human boy or the human girl. It's the same storyline depending on who you, it doesn't matter who you choose. It's the same storyline. Once again, you got to try and find your way home and get out of the past. You yourself wield Shikigami powers. As you go through, you level up. So the more you level up, the more spells you're going to learn. Same with everyone else on your team. Never got a hang of the backlash wave. Never got a hang of it. That's it for PS2 games. I swear to God, I got way too much. And I'm getting more. Because 90 PS2 games is not easy to keep track of. But to those of you who have stayed with me through this 26-minute video, thank you. As I've said, flea market finds will be back next weekend, hopefully. I gotta get everything sorted out. I gotta see what's in my for sale bin that I have not showed you guys yet, of course. And if I don't see you till then, have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, guys. Have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you soon.